The film opens with Kimberly, a hopeful contestant for a survival reality show, on her way to the remote West Virginia forest. She's on a call with her manager, who directs her to take the paper factory route. As she drives, her signal cuts out. Distracted by her phone, she accidentally hits a man who appears suddenly in the road. Distraught, she rushes to his side, praying for his life. He's barely clinging to life, taking shallow breaths. As she leans in to help, he violently bites off her lower lip and begins to chew. Kimberly screams in agony, desperately trying to escape, but another grotesque mutant, Three Finger, appears. He holds her upright, then brutally cleaves her in half with an axe. The two mutants each carry away a portion of her body in a deeply disturbing scene. We then cut to Colonel Dale Murphy, a retired military man and the host of The Apocalypse, the survival reality show. He's in the West Virginia forest, preparing for the broadcast. 6 contestants were expected, but Kimberly is conspicuously absent, a victim of the forest's unseen horrors. Michael, the show's director and producer, decides to proceed without her. He convinces Mara, the second producer, to step in as the 6th contestant. Cameras are strategically placed throughout the forest and on each contestant to capture every moment. Dale assigns a bizarre task: foraging for food in the wilderness. He divides the contestants into separate teams, outlining the rules before the game begins. From the control RV, footage shows Neil in the middle of a bathroom break when Three Finger silently appears behind him, slitting his throat. Meanwhile, Dale, setting up a game in the forest, returns to find his vehicle's tire punctured by an arrow. More arrows fly, forcing him to take cover behind trees. Three Finger hurls an axe, which Dale narrowly dodges. He retaliates, throwing his knife, but it harmlessly embeds in Three Finger's chest. The mutant licks the blood from the blade, seemingly unfazed. Another mutant emerges, knocking Dale unconscious with a blow to the back of the head. Michael, filming Team A, is obsessed with boosting his channel's popularity and wants to push the boundaries of reality television. Jake objects, citing his family as viewers, and walks away. Elena, however, sees an opportunity for fame and actively encourages Michael. Elena and Mara are tasked with reaching a river. Mara, eager to impress Michael, quickly completes the challenge, but her heart sinks as she sees Michael's clear focus on Elena. Mara, disheartened, decides to leave the area and seeks a telephone in a nearby house. Inside, she and Elena discover disturbing photos of 4 disfigured individuals: Pa, Ma, sister, and brother, clearly the dangerous mutant family. As they examine the photos, a blood-curdling scream echoes through the house. They secretly watch as Ma, in the throes of labor, is helped by sister to deliver a grotesque, deformed baby. Sister spots Elena and Mara, who slam the door shut, barricading it with a bed. The sister pounds on the door from outside, and with all windows securely shut, they are trapped. Desperate, they escape through a toilet hole, fleeing into the forest. Pa spots them and hurls an axe, striking Mara in the head. Elena, without hesitation, flees. Pa retrieves the axe from Mara's head and pursues Elena. Elena hides, praying for survival. Ma arrives in a truck with Mara's body tied to the back. Ma chews on Mara's finger, then discards it. The finger lands eerily close to Elena, who clamps a hand over her mouth to stifle a scream. Once the cannibals leave, Elena escapes. Michael, meanwhile, retreats to the RV, leaving Elena alone. Brother and sister notice Elena. Sister, overcome with jealousy, begins to beat brother. Sister then chases Elena with a knife, repeatedly stabbing her in the back. Elena's spine becomes visible before she finally succumbs to her injuries. Dale awakens to find himself hanging upside down. Three Finger is preparing a meal, butchering Neil's body. Pa and Ma arrive in their truck, leaving Mara's body near Three Finger. Dale, still suspended, manages to wound Three Finger and frees himself. A brave soldier, Dale confronts Three Finger, eventually disarming him and shooting him. Back in the RV, Michael checks the cameras. The RV suddenly starts moving on its own. Michael assumes it's Neil, but it's Ma and Pa driving. They capture Michael, and Pa brutally beats him, leaving him severely injured. Amber, Jonesy, and Jake are enjoying enjoying their BBQ. Elena, trembling and frantic, stumbles upon them, revealing the horrors she's witnessed. Jonesy dismisses it as part of the show's act. Then Amber notices a familiar tattoo on the BBQ they're eating, Kimberly's tattoo. They realize to their horror they've been feasting on Kimberly's leg. They abandon the gruesome meal and race to the RV, finding it gone. They decide to head for the paper mill, hoping for safety. Dale searches a house and encounters Menard, the gas station owner from earlier. Dale, stitching his wounds, learns from Menard about the mutants, revealing they are products of inbreeding and chemical waste from the paper mill. Menard, enraged, attacks Dale, claiming Three Finger was his son. Dale detonates a stick of dynamite, killing Menard in a massive explosion. Dale gathers supplies, preparing for a fight. The four survivors, Dale, Jake, Amber, and Jonesy, head towards the mill. They hear screams from the forest. It's brother and sister pursuing them. Elena, once again self-serving, flees. The remaining three fight off the mutants and escape. Elena falls into a pit, trapped. Jake, despite her abandonment, decides to search for her. He sends Amber and Jonesy to the mill, promising to meet them there. He hears Elena's shriek and successfully rescues her, but fractures his shoulder in the process. They hear the approaching truck and run, reaching a cliff overlooking a river. Sister appears, firing at them. With no other option, they jump into the river. Amber and Jonesy, running towards the mill, fall into a trap. Pa and Ma arrive. Pa aims for them, but allows brother to strike first, killing Jonesy with his initial attack. Nina and Jake finally reach the mill. Inside, Nina is horrified to find the skeleton of a small girl in a cupboard, imagining the child's desperate attempt to hide from the mutants. Frightened, she tries to leave, but Jake urges her to wait for Amber and Jonesy. They spot the RV among other victims' cars and hear Michael's continuous screams from within. They move to save him. Jake enters the RV and sees a live video feed of Michael as Ma brutally murders him. Jake realizes it's a trap, but it's too late. They are both captured. Nina awakens, tied to a dining table. Jake hangs nearby. The mutant family prays before their dinner. Brother forcefully shoves food into Nina's mouth. They realize the factory is the mutant's home. Ma throws leftover body parts into a grinding machine. Dale, observing covertly, accidentally makes a sound. The mutants become alert and begin searching for him. Dale, trapping brother and sister, detonates dynamite, killing them. Inside, Nina struggles to free herself. Dale arrives and frees her, then unties Jake. Ma and Pa appear, enraged by the deaths of their children. Pa repeatedly shoots arrows at Dale, but Dale, a formidable man, withstands them. Ma throws a sharp tool that wraps around Dale's neck, severing it. Dale bleeds out and dies. Nina escapes the mill. Jake, disoriented, accidentally enters the grinding machine room. Ma and Pa pursue him, trying to force him into the grinder. Nina hears Jake's screams and returns to help. She bites Pa's neck, tearing off his skin. Jake, fighting back, pulls Pa towards the grinding machine, costing Pa a hand. Ma pulls Pa away. Nina then pulls a lever, sending a moving log crashing into Ma and Pa, throwing them into the grinding machine, where they are gruesomely crushed into tiny pieces. Nina and Jake, bloodied but alive, escape in their car. The final scene reveals that Three Finger is still alive. He serves Mara's finger as a meal to a deformed child, leaving the audience with a chilling sense of unease as the movie ends.